Hi there, I'm here with Major May and Nick Brule, and they are this week's Midwest Conference Soccer Performers of the Week. We swept those awards. Major is the Defensive Performer of the Week, and Nick is your Offensive Player of the Week. I will start with you, Major. You're our keeper. You've been doing this for 4 years now, and you're an all-Midwest Conference performer last year, and you, over a couple of games this past year, had an .867 saves percentage, which is really good, and just allowed a goal per game. Talk about your performance in those two contests. They were against Simpson and Nebraska Wesleyan.
Yeah, I mean, those two opponents themselves are great opponents, and I'm thankful for the opportunity to play against them. But it really starts with our midfielders. You know, they really start our defensive shape, and then of course the four guys right in front of me. You know, Josh Lavin and Noah Fluharty. Those guys especially in the center back roles definitely help funnel balls to the outside, which make it a lot easier on myself. But, you know, a large part of my game is I'm good in the air, and when teams, you know, like to challenge balls, whether it be crosses or long shots, that's where I really excel. So really I want to thank my defense for, you know, keeping them outside the 18 and letting me play to my strengths. Great.
And Nick, you are our leading scorer far and away, and you had 3 goals in those two contests. And right now you're leading the conference in points per game with 6 goals and 2 assists for an average of 2.0 total points per contest. Talk about your performance in these victories.
Well, you know, we have a really good group of forwards that we have up front. You know, right now we're struggling. We have a lot of guys that are injured. We've got a lot of forwards that typically play a lot of minutes that are out. So it's kind of been me as the one senior amongst a group of first years, and you know, just trying to work really hard. We play a high press system, so I've just been trying to, you know, run as much as I can and lead the press, and you know, things have just been worked out. Got some lucky bounces and been able to put some goals away, which is really nice. Get some confidence early and move forward.
You actually gave me a good segue to my next question. Was you mentioned the senior part? How much of a leadership role have you taken on this year, Nick? You know, being you know, one of the veteran players up there.
You know, I'd say just trying to lead by example, not trying to do anything special or do anything, you know, extraordinary. Just trying to do my part and, you know, show the other guys that we like to play hard and we like to play fast, and just doing my role and trying to fulfill Jaws' prophecy, so to speak, as to what he wants us to do on the field.
How about you, Major? You know, you're back there at the keeper spot, and as I had somebody mention to me, which I think is a great compliment, when they heard your name, they said, "Hasn't he been there like 7 years? Hasn't he been playing?" And that's how much of an impact player you've been for so long. And talk about your leadership role back there as far as, you know, playing the keeper spot and kind of directing the team.
Yeah, well, you know, being able to play all 4 years and in the goalie spot definitely automatically gives you a sort of leadership role especially in the back. But even more so being a captain for the last 2 years of this team, and being able to see our young players develop. You know, our juniors are a great class of guys, and we just got a huge class of first years coming in that are really helping us out with all these injuries. And you know, the leadership on this team doesn't come from just Nick or I or the other 2 captains. You know, it's we all lead by example, and we're all very vocal, and I think that's how we, you know, are able to put some wins up on the board.
So. Talk about playing the keeper position, Major. Is it more mental, more physical, combination of both?
I think it's definitely more of a mentality that you have to have as a goalkeeper, especially with the formation that we play. You know, I have to be comfortable going all the way even outside the 18 to win balls for our team. You know, because the way we play the 4-2-4, low press, high press. You know, we like to prohibit anything coming through the middle, and so I have to be completely ready and comfortable with my abilities to come out and defend anywhere inside the 18. So I think it's definitely more of a mentality that you need to have, because if you, throughout the entire preseason, you know, Jaws makes sure we're in the best shape we possibly can be in, so the physical comes along, you know. Especially me and Nick being seniors, we know what it takes to come into the season in top physical condition. So.
Right. So Nick, you always seem to be in the mix of things whenever, you know, we're you know, getting scoring opportunities, or even not necessarily opportunities. What part of your game have you improved the most over the last year or two?
I would say, definitely physical fitness. Just being able to run for basically 90 minutes really helps. When you're in a good shape, your touch improves, your mental game is just better because you're not worried about being out of shape, you're not worried about being out of position, and just being able to run and be in good shape, I think, has helped the most.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Major? What part have you improved on the most?
I think definitely the control of my box. When I was a first year, I wasn't comfortable, telling sort of upperclassmen defensive players on, okay, you should be here so I can see the ball, I can get to the ball. So definitely being more vocal about my role as a goalkeeper. But additionally, I've practiced my punts and my goal kicks extensively, and as well as my diving form. So I think every part of my game has improved here at Grinnell.
Yeah, absolutely. What are your expectations for this season? Either one of you. Let's start with Nick.
It's always a goal to make it to the conference tournament, and me as a senior, I haven't been there yet, and so personally it's a very, very high on my to-do list, and that would be one place that I'd like to see this team go, and I'm sure Major feels the same way, that we both want to make it to the conference tournament, so that's sort of the end goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. Nick and I, like you said, we haven't been to the conference tournament yet. We've been 6-4 and 7-3 the last 3 years that we've been here, and we have a great group of guys. And in the end, I want to leave the team better than we found it. So that the overall goal is to look back on our careers and then look at how Grinnell does next year, and hopefully they do even better than we are now. So.
Well, I was thinking when I was doing this release, it's a pretty rare thing for a school to capture both the offensive and defensive awards in the same week. Of course, it's happened before, but it's a rare treat. What do you think that says about our program as far as having two players basically sweep the awards this week?
I think it says a lot about our work ethic, and specifically about how Jaws has structured our team to play. Because when you think about it, all 11 guys are playing defense the entire game. Especially in our high press, the top 4 guys, Nick especially, are running the entire game. And then when on the defensive side, whenever I get the ball in my hands, I'm trying to hit it up to the front line nearly every time. So there's a large part of our game that's every player is playing offense and defense. So it's great that Nick and I both get to be recognized, but it's a team effort for sure.
How about you, Nick, as far as what's it say about our program?
No, I completely agree. I think it just shows that the team chemistry that we have, and it's just sort of the commitment that we're getting from everybody on this team, is really superb this year. And it just goes to show, winning 2 conference awards this week goes to show, I think, everybody's commitment and everybody's effort that we've been putting forth the last week.
Absolutely. Last question. What are your majors and what do you plan to do with them? We'll start with Nick.
So I'm a biological chemistry major / pre-med, so I plan on going to medical school next year.
Okay, great. How about you, Major?
I'm a biology major. I am taking the GRE here in the next couple of months, and I plan on going to a master's program in forensic science.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. Well, again, this is an incredible thing to have 2 players in the same week. Very happy for you guys, and congratulations and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.